So this was the maiden voyage of the step van RV. I had taken a former FedEx truck that had a Cummins diesel engine with a manual transmission and converted it into an RV. Used mostly parts out of an old toy hauler. Those bench seats that you see fold down into a big bed, and they also fold up into the wall, allowing for transport of bikes or an ATV. Inside, I built all the cabinets. Those were basically made out of plywood. And it's a standard half of a regular double basin kitchen sink. In the bathroom here, as you'll notice, this sink was actually made out of a funnel. I needed kind of a small sink, and we used a lot of the parts from the old RV, like the stove and the fridge and stuff that you see. Bryce Canyon, Utah was our first stop. This place is absolutely gorgeous. If you get a chance to go here, I highly recommend it. Amazing, beautiful views. I don't know what else to say besides that. Next stop was Grand Teton National Park. Surprisingly, there is absolutely no water in the lake there. In fact, they shut down all the boating. As you can see here, the docks are basically sitting on dry ground. It's really, really bad. The water level there is really, really low. In spite of that, the springs are still flowing. We did do a hike out to Huckleberry Hot Springs, which was nice. It's a beautiful hike out through these beautiful pastures, and there is warm water out there. But it wasn't that warm. After that, we did a camp out at a night in Wyoming at a regular state park. And then from there, we drove up Wind River Canyon, which is a gorgeous drive if you're heading up from Grand Teton and going around Yellowstone, which we had to do because Yellowstone was flooded. This was the road you'll probably take. And it's a stunning road, definitely worth the trip. Because Yellowstone was closed, we changed our plans. We ended up visiting the Hot Springs State Park. This place was pretty cool. It was apparently sold to the government by the Indians that owned the land at the time, and they forced them to make sure that it was always free for people to use the hot springs there. So they have actually an improved hot springs that you can go and soak in for free. We went camping the following night up in the mountains. Dispersed camping was allowed in Wyoming and Montana. Actually, in most states, with the exception of California, it's allowed. So, and fires are allowed too. They just ask that you put them dead out, which we did do. We also drove down out into the middle of nowhere on some dirt roads looking for some hot springs. We had a book that listed hot springs in the area. And sure enough, after about a mile hike, we found one. This place was actually kind of nice. We were able to jump in and have a nice hot soak.